Do I have a motion on the board minute meeting?
So moved.
Wait, let me identify it. August 20th, 2013.
So moved.
Okay,
I have a correction on both minutes.
okay, your correction on
My
it?
correction is that unfortunately, I was here, but that was left off the minutes. I was in attendance for both.
Okay, so noted, Jeff?
Yeah.
Just write it down somewhere so we can put it in. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
With the correction? Okay, that passes. Now I need a motion on the special board meeting minutes of September 3rd, 2013.
Change in those minutes, please.
Go ahead.
Two numbers were transposed. The actual voting against was not 213, but 231.
Okay.
Otherwise, seconded.
Miles, you have anything else?
Well, that's the same thing. I was left off that.
Okay.
Miles, what did I do with you?
I don't know, you completely forgot about me.
Okay, but Virgil is not here, right? That's right.
Yeah, he was-
Virgil, were you here for the special meeting?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, corrections are noted and made.
Okay, all those in favor of the minutes as corrected?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, the minutes as corrected are passed. The President's report. I have one tonight. After 6 requests in a period of 6 months to see a variety of association documents, Jack Stein asked the association once again to make its documents available for his inspection. The document inspection request by Mr. Stein was for all the association's financial records for fiscal years 2010, 2011, 2012. By the way, in case you misheard that, yes, it said all of the association's records. A detailed list of records the association provided has been inventoried by Rich, and he will run off that list when he gets to his report. The cost in man-hours, time, and money to accumulate all the material requested by Mr. Stein was, as you can imagine, substantial. In addition, whether intentional or not, Mr. Stein's inspection demand was made just as we started our mammoth preparation of the association's budget for 2014 by our property manager, treasurer, finance committee members, together with our financial consultants, and will significantly delay the preparation of next year's budget. The actual inspection was done on Friday, August 23rd. Mr. Stein was accompanied by an individual whom he identified as, quote, Samuel Steinberg, close quote, his accountant. Together, they only examined 2 out of the 11 enormous boxes of materials we produced for inspection, and only a few of the many additional binders of materials that were also made available for inspection. Mr. Stein has requested a second opportunity to examine the same records. However, the association's attorney advises that he is not entitled to another review. Therefore, the association, through its board of directors, will not grant Mr. Stein or any of his agents a second look at the documents that were available at the first inspection. There were other aspects of Mr. Stein's record request actions that are worthy of note. On August 22nd, Mr. Stein communicated to our attorney that he should quote, please take notice. On August 23rd, 2013, I will be at the town center checking the financial records. At that time, I would like my accounting assisted, he must have meant assistant, Sam Steinberg to join me, close quote. Apparently, Mr. Stein, quote, knows, quote, Mr. Steinberg, close quote, who lives a few doors down, quite well, since he also used, quote, Mr. Steinberg, close quote, as his poll watcher when he unsuccessfully ran for the board in 2012. That was when Mr. Steinberg erroneously claimed that our property manager was upstairs where the votes were being counted, when Jeff Green, in fact, was in his office for the entire vote count. Mr. Stein certainly must have known the alleged, quote, Sam Steinberg, close quote, well enough to recognize him when he showed up to join Stein in his inspection of our documents. But truth be known, the real Samuel Steinberg, former husband of Barbara Steinberg, who owns a home here, died on October 19th, 2007, at the age of close to 90. And the cohort that Stein brought is not and never was an accountant after all. He is a retired dentist named Alvin Bernard Olish. Mr. Olish isn't even a member of the association. Our documents state only a homeowner can be a member of our association. Barbara Steinberg is the only name on the deed and is therefore the homeowner and the only person from her household who is a member of the association. As a result, because of Mr. Stein and Mr. Olish's deception, an outsider wrongfully obtained access to sensitive association documents and financial statements while using an assumed name. 2, Mr. Stein has repeatedly contacted all of the vendors who are connected to the preparation and review of our financial forms, records, statements, and tax returns, and has threatened each and every company that he will sue them for reasons that are spurious and unfounded. His threats constitute arbitrary interferences with parties with whom the RiverWalk Homeowners Association has advantageous relationships, and his harassment and threats endanger those relationships. Mr. Stein has alleged that his inspection revealed that the association failed to produce the bank statements or checks he requested. However, the association's bookkeepers and accountants have certified that the bank statements and checks were among the records that were included in 11 boxes of material that were produced. In other words, the requested bank statements and copies of the check were in the materials to which Mr. Stein had access. In addition, Jack Stein requested so much data that the association had to assemble and pay for the delivery of such large boxes of our records and several large folders. Yet he only examined 2 of these boxes and a few folders. So his claims about missing records are incorrect and unfounded, since he couldn't know what was in the unopened boxes. The directors of this board volunteer to do our best to keep this community a vibrant and beautiful place to live. It takes a huge amount of work and a large chunk out of our individual and personal lives. We all knew what we were getting into when we became directors, but we are extremely disappointed that so much of our time is wasted by residents who keep confronting us with their machinations and petty attempts to discredit us. Fortunately, they are few, but the whole community suffers if we are kept busy with the above-described nonsense with which these few individuals turn a hard job into a distasteful one as well. Rich?
Through August, the income expense statement of the operating budget reflects income of $2,927,573, with expenses of $2,862,157. Even though we're behind the 8 ball as far as preparation, we're working hard on the 2014 budget, and we're still shooting for a workshop. It's probably now going to be early November. Following up what Bert just reported, I want to bring you all up to date on the financial records inspection requested by Jack Stein. Over the past 60-plus days, there has been an extensive and exhaustive effort by Camps Plus, Hafer and Company, Bristol management staff to retrieve the records, maintain the integrity, and provide the necessary security that was required. In addition, the HOA's attorney provided all the legal guidance needed by the board and responded to Stein's numerous demands, claims, and accusations. The original document request by Stein, as we have previously reported, sought the inspection of all the financial records for the association fiscal years 2010, 2011, and 2012. The detailed inventory of the records produced per Stein's request is as follows. complete financials in 3 large binders, one for each year, 2010, 11, and 12. These 3 binders contain balance sheets, income expense statements, general ledgers, delinquency reports, accounts payable registers, and bank statements. There were 6 white banker boxes of paid bills in alphabetical order. 3 white boxes, banker boxes, containing month-end and receivable transactions. In banker boxes in a corresponding year, 2010, 11, and 12, warranty deeds and change of address. Also in boxes, collection activity, 2010, 11, and 12, from our attorneys. The tax filings for 2010, 11, and 12, and of course, the budget that was passed for those corresponding years. The HOA produced all the financial records that it possesses for the years specified in accordance with the Florida statutes. Mr. Stein made many demands to alter the initial requests, which again were addressed as deemed necessary and appropriate in accordance with the advice of the association's legal counsel. After all the requested documents were retrieved from storage and were brought to the site, Mr. Stein did not timely respond to our attorney's request to establish a date and time for the inspection. When Mr. Stein finally did respond, it was well after the response date requested by our attorney. In the spirit of cooperation, we did agree to accommodate his request for Friday, August 23rd at 11:30 a.m. in the town center. After the inspection date was set, Mr. Stein made several demands to change the conditions, procedures, and rules governing the inspection, which were established by the HOA and in accord with the Florida statutes. The next thing Stein demanded was to have 8 neighbors, via certified mail demands, to be part of the inspection, his so-called audit team. On the advice of counsel, this demand was rejected because the association could not effectively monitor 8 or 9 persons simultaneously rummaging through association files to ensure that nothing was removed or altered. The individuals were notified of the board's decision, but were also informed that they could set a separate date to inspect records if they so desired. Mr. Stein protested to no avail, but was allowed to have 1 person accompany him as his agent. Stein, in his review and analysis of the produced records, it should be noted that the Florida statutes does allow for an agent or an attorney to be present during an owner's inspection of records. They did show up for the inspection at the agreed-upon time and spent approximately 2.5 hours going through 2 boxes. Stein identified a request and requested a total of 211 documents for copies of the following: Bargain Bob's, Bristol Management, Kelly and Fulton, Landscape Service Professionals, L. Longman, miscellaneous invoices, Gerhard Witt, Parker Well Drilling. It was later determined that Sam Steinberg has been deceased for several years, and the person who identified himself as Sam Steinberg was an imposter who had no financial credentials whatsoever. Post-inspection, Stein has made claims that the bank statements were not provided, which is false. Finally, the accounting firms have prepared, inspected, and certified that all of the RiverWalk's financial records are complete, accurate, and in full compliance with the current accounting standards as well as the IRS rules stated in the annual audits. That's it.
Thank you, Rich. Jeff?
The turf is scheduled to be mowed by...
Turn the mic on.
Thanks.
You don't have to see the mic.
Can you hear me now?
No.
The turf is scheduled to be mowed 5 times the month of December. And right now, the third quarter application of fertilizer is being applied to shrubs. That'll finish us up. Obviously, we're still going